I'm going to tell you about 4 key components of permaculture. 1 is zones, 2 is sectors, 3 are principles, and 4 are ethics. Sectors means that growing the things closest to the place and people that need them. And this is scalable, so that's my back door there, and then my garden is right out the back door. Simple as that. Grow the annuals and herbs close to the home, and grow the more staple crops a little bit further away. The cool thing about this is it's scalable. What I mean by scalable is that you can have this work in a garden space in your backyard, but it also works on a village or community space. So you have your center where people gather. That's where you grow a lot of the annuals and those types of crops. And then as you radiate out from the center, you grow crops that need less attention, less of your time. And that's why we organize or classify the space around our institutions as zones. Next thing would be sectors. So in permaculture, we want to catch every drop of rainwater that we can, whether that's in cisterns and tanks or whether it's directly in the soil. And so I've shaped this garden so that there's a series of swales beneath the pathways that infiltrate water deep down. Another piece of sectors is not just water, but it's also how the sun moves across the sky. Imagine the different microclimates that exist on this part of the garden versus back there where it's a little shadier. We can take advantage of those by growing the crops that like those microclimates. After sectors, we've got principles. Principles would be things like obtain a yield. I'm going to make myself breakfast this morning. Another principle would be nutrient cycling. Let me give you an example of nutrient cycling. When this big cottonwood came down, those stumps I left around, and now, instead of getting rid of the stumps, we're going to let those stumps decompose. And in the process, I can flip them up and over, and they feed the chickens all the bugs and grubs. So it's like a worm cultivating system. The fungus that's breaking down those stumps then feeds the bugs and microorganisms, and then that can then feed the chickens. And then the chickens can then feed me. Let's get that. And the last thing that I'd like to talk about are the ethics. The ethics of permaculture say that we should be taking care of the earth because that's what takes care of the people in the long run. We should also be taking care of the people. Not just me, my family, but we need to share this surplus, share this knowledge, share the vision and the goal with all the people around us. So, I've got my eggs and my carrot and my onion and my potato. Let me get a couple of herbs here. Oh, maybe we'll do a little kale. When I first got into permaculture, it was from the prepper mentality, you know, like what if the zombie apocalypse comes? I want to have things growing and I want to have the skills to feed myself. Oh, we got some thyme, we got some basil, some kale, maybe a little baby chard here. Another principle I might as well share is the concept of guilds. So guild is planting densely with lots of different species of plants and inevitably pollinators and animals as well. And so this is an apple tree guild with a horseradish understory as well as raspberries and fennel and oregano. Also have some black-eyed Susan flowers and asparagus in here, nasturtiums, and this is what I came for, the oregano. All right, we got my breakfast. I'm prepared for the zombie apocalypse and teaching permaculture while I do it.